She said it while passing the gravy, like it was seasoning. "You're just a guest in this family," my mother-in-law murmured, eyes locked on mine. "You'll never really be one of us." The table went quiet. Forks hovered. My husband stiffened beside me. I didn't flinch. I didn't cry. I smiled and thanked her for dinner. Inside, something clicked into place. I'd learned long ago that the most dangerous move is the one nobody sees coming. When I first met her, she hugged me too tightly and called me sweetheart, like a brand she could slap on anything she owned. She praised my job, my education, the way I handled myself. She introduced me as the girl who finally made her son stable, useful, acceptable. I thought that meant welcome. When she pitched her business idea, a boutique distribution company that lived on thin margins and borrowed time, I didn't hesitate. She needed a cosigner. Banks trusted my credit, my income, my restraint. "This means we're family," she said, sliding the paperwork across the table. Her smile was warm then, strategic. I signed. That was years ago, back when I believed loyalty was mutual. The cracks started small, comments disguised as jokes, decisions made without me, then explained like favors. I noticed how she corrected my pronunciation at dinners, how she referred to our house as my son's place, how my name vanished from conversations that involved money. Still, I stayed composed. I always do. The real betrayal arrived quietly, a single sentence overheard through a half-closed door. "She's not permanent," my mother-in-law whispered to my husband, "just temporary help." Temporary. Like a loan. I stood there, heart steady, listening as she laid out her vision of a future that didn't include me. I waited for my husband to push back. He hesitated too long. That was enough. I didn't confront her. I didn't confront him either. I went cold, efficient, focused. I reviewed the loan documents that night, alone in my office, the house asleep. I'd co-signed, not surrendered. There were clauses, conditions, exit points. Her business was already wobbling, missed invoices, late payroll, inventory stuck in transit. All she needed was my signature to keep extending credit lines she couldn't service. I stopped signing. No announcement, no warning. I simply declined the next request, then the next. I forwarded everything to her accountant and let the system do what systems do when you remove support. 3 weeks, that's all it took. The calls started as confusion. "Something's wrong with the bank," she said, voice thin. Then frustration. "Can you talk to them? They won't release the funds." I stayed polite, distant. "I'll look into it." I didn't. By week 2, vendors pulled out, employees quit. A shipment got held because the insurance lapsed. Each domino fell exactly as the numbers predicted. By week 3, she was done. We were back at her house when she finally understood. Same dining room, same heavy table. No gravy this time. She sat across from me, eyes rimmed red, hands shaking. "I don't understand," she said. "You just stopped helping." I met her gaze, calm, measured. "I was just a guest," I said. "Guests don't co-sign loans." The silence was exquisite. Her face collapsed inward as realization settled. Not rage, not grief, fear. The kind that comes when power evaporates. Now she calls my husband every night, sobbing, asking why I turned so cold, telling him she didn't mean it like that, as if intent rewrites truth. He listens, he nods, he looks at me like he's seeing me for the first time. I don't intervene. This isn't my conversation to manage anymore. I already said everything I needed to say, with my absence. I don't feel guilty. I feel clear. She taught me the rules of her world that night at Thanksgiving. Blood mattered. Control mattered. I simply played by them better. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't make threats. I removed myself. And when I did, everything she built collapsed under its own weight. That's the thing about power. It only exists as long as someone else is holding it up for you. I stopped.